What is up, YouTube? Topher Peterson here again with another episode of Misadventures in Startups. And this episode is brought to you by Bang Energy. I'm just kidding. It's not really. Okay, so today I'm a little bit bummed. I was planning on doing this episode as my very first time going live here on YouTube, but as you can see, I guess I cannot go live for another 24 hours. Maybe YouTube put this on here to prevent people from, like, I don't know, broadcasting pay-per-view or like live sports, stuff like that. So I guess I'm just gonna do this as like a recording or whatever. But what I wanted to talk about is a really specific topic, and that is publishing a PhoneGap, Cordova, or Ionic app on the Apple App Store with, I think, what's it called? App Store Connect. So that's what this episode's about. And you would think that the hard part of making an app would be like learning how to code and doing all that. But one thing that's actually really hard is just publishing your app up on the App Store or the Play Store. In my opinion, the Play Store is a little bit easier than the App Store. But it's a little bit difficult because you have to take your app and then you have to sign it. Which, I mean, how often are you, unless you're really into like cybersecurity or crypto or something like that. And when I say crypto, I mean like cryptography. How often are you like signing things and encrypting things and whatnot? So you have to take your app, you have to generate some kind of like certificate and whatnot, and you have to sign the app, and then you can publish it. And then on the App Store, you have to go and generate a bunch of screenshots that are in the exact right dimensions. And you can't just like take a screenshot of the app with your phone, because if you do that, it's not going to necessarily fit the dimension requirements for the App Store. So I found some cool tools. Maybe I can put it up on here. The cool tool that I have found for generating my App Store screenshots is this tool from the App Institute, and it is called App Screenshot Maker. I think the first time you can do it is free, which is how I kind of got into using it. And then when you go to generate screenshots, the next time they charge you money. And I didn't want to do like a subscription, so I paid, it was like $10 to get my, and it generates pretty nice. You'll see in the in my, I guess it's not a live stream, but in this episode or whatever, I'm going to show my screenshots for the App Store. You take the screenshot with your iPhone of your apps. You fire up your app, and you just take a screenshot. You press the two buttons or whatever, and then I upload it to my Google Drive and download it. And you upload your screenshots into this app screenshot maker from the App Institute, and they will generate these nice photos where it has the app screenshot, but they superimpose it on like a fake iPhone, and it looks real nice, and it fits the requirements for the App Store. So that's really sweet. One of the other things that's kind of a pain in the butt is doing your app icons, because they're really picky on what size your app icons are and whatnot. And I found this tool, Ape Tools. I guess it's at apetools.webprofusion.com, and it's free so far as I can tell. And I used it to generate all of my icons. So you have to have like an image that you want to use for your icon. But you can use this and it'll generate the right sizes for you. Same thing with the App Store screenshot maker from the App Institute. You can go and just take screenshots with your phone and then you upload it. So that's how you get those assets. Now the really and I'm not going to necessarily cover how to use those tools because it's fairly easy. I'm just going to kind of point you in the right direction for that. But the hard part is doing the certificate signing, or whatever you call it, with the encrypted keys to get your stuff. So let's get to it. I kind of have a tendency to be really long-winded or ramble on and on, but let's do this. So the Dallas Cowboys are playing in about an hour, or an hour and a half. I don't know. It usually takes a long time to do this. So if the game comes on, I'm just going to put it on here on the TV and keep going. Got my jersey on. Yeah, so This is a little weird recording myself doing this. I'm a little bit kind of coming blank on where to even begin, even though oh, okay, so I'll talk a little bit about my app that I'm going to be publishing here. It's a personal finance app it's an automated expense tracking app that helps you avoid overspending. That's kind of my one sentence pitch. And let's take a look at it real quick here on the Play Store. And it's actually already on the App Store as well, but I renamed the app. So that's what I'm going to be pushing to the App Store today, is the rebranded version of the app. But here it is. Ba-boom. And then on the App Store, here's the old app on the App Store, and I've rebranded it. It's essentially the same app, it's just got a new name, new app icon, and a new splash screen. Oh, and I guess I did add one other little feature. I added a cool, so the sign-up flow, I lose a lot of users. They download the app and they're like too lazy to, type in their email and a password and stuff, which is understandable. So I added a little skip button, which is kind of cool. I think my dog wants up on the bed. You gonna behave, Griff? He always eats my pillows and stuff, so we gotta move the pillows here. Alright, don't eat the bed while I'm doing my stream, Griff. Alright. Okay. So I happen to be using Apache Cordova for this app and React.js to get the single page application kind of look there. I would recommend not going with Apache Cordova. I would recommend Ionic. I think Ionic has a lot more support. If I would have started this project again and I wanted to use WebTech, I would use that. And PhoneGap, the commercial version of Apache Cordova, I would advise against that. I'd say it's probably last in line when it comes to those hybrid frameworks, because I don't think Adobe's really supporting it anymore. So the open source version from the Apache Software Foundation I think is better, and then Ionic I think is the best choice, and it kind of sits on top of Cordova. It uses Cordova, but I think they've built all kinds of tools to make your life a lot easier than just doing it with. Okay, so I have to remember how to do this, I kind of have a text file here that lists all of the steps. And if I remember correctly, I used to do all of this from the command line, but the last time I did this, I had to use Xcode to do the app signing because I had some kind of problem with, I had like an old expired certificate, and then from the command line it couldn't find the new one that I downloaded. So let's see here. So this folder has my app. I've got this docs folder with instructions on how to kind of do everything. I think it's here. Okay, so I've got this. So one of the things that's a little bit annoying is on iOS you have to have all these little flags, but you don't have to have for Android. So your terminal commands, you're going to have stuff like -- development team, and then you get this from App Store Connect. It's up in your profile, up in the this is backwards, up in the top right hand of the when you log into App Store Connect. Alright, so we've got Cordova run iOS -- device. So I guess that's just to kind of run it, which I've already done that. So we want to do this. We want to build the production release. Build iOS release device automatic provisioning true. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to run into the errors. Is when I try to do this, I think it's going to look for this old. It's going to use this old certificate and not work. So I'm going to go to my directory here that has my project, and the app used to be called Money Phone, so it's called Money Phone. I think this is what it's called. Alright, cool. So we're in the right folder here now. So we're in the directory for the Cordova project. So I'm going to run this command. And my prediction is it's going to fail. And that's kind of the whole reason why I'm doing this episode. This is such a pain in the butt. I've done this like probably not 10 times, maybe like 5 or 6 times. Well, maybe as many as 10 times. I've done this quite a few times with the Play Store and the App Store, and it's always like a pain in the butt. And I have to kind of make these notes because you do it so infrequently that it's, you know, I don't have those memorized. How would you have all those flags and stuff memorized? All right, let's do this. Oh, I don't have my phone plugged in. Whoops. Alright, so it might get mad at me that the iPhone's not plugged in. So I had this flag on here, -- device, so it's going to try and run it on the phone. I'm going to try it one more time here. Okay, export failed. Command failed with exit code 70. Export archive. No profiles for blog.topherpeterson.moneyphone were found. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so it says it can't find any iOS App Store provisioning profiles. Okay, so I'm going to do a new text file here. Because obviously the last time I did this, I did not write anything down on the new method. So we're going to call this... Oops. File save as... We're going to call it... Build iOS release with Xcode.txt. So, step 1, we're going to open up the app with Xcode. And we're going to use it to handle all of the app signing. Because from the command line, I mean, you can do it that way, but you can obviously see, like, I ran into some problems there with that, and we could try to squash those problems. That's what I originally did the last time I launched an update to the app. I tried everything to get the command line to be able to recognize this other provisioning profile or whatever. It didn't work. Let's see. So I think we're gonna do open another project. We're going to go to desktop, because that's where I put the project. And it's in this folder, Mulibis Cordova, and then Money Phone Cordova. So this is like the directory that would be created if you were making a new Cordova project. I imagine Ionic has something that's similar, probably similar structure here. And then to find the actual, I forget what they call it, it's got a crazy name here, but you go to platforms, then normally there's an iOS and an Android one. I just have iOS on here right now. I deleted the Android one. And then I think it's under, is it under build? Device? No, I don't think it's that. Oh, it's this. So this is the extension that you want. .xcode project. .xcode proj. So when you run those crazy terminal commands to build your app and run it on your phone, that's how I usually do it. I usually run it on my phone. You could do the same commands and run it on an emulator. I guess this is what ultimately gets, or one of the files that gets generated. There must also be an IPA file. I think that's the actual file that gets put on the phone. And then there's obviously this too, this Xcode project file. And you can open it up with Xcode. Okay, cool. So let's go to build for can't remember, but let's document what we're doing here. Step 1, open up what was it called now? MulaBeast.xcode proj with Xcode. Alright, close enough. And then we're gonna go, and I'm just gonna Google, because I thought it would be easy to find in Xcode. I can't remember where'd my mouse go? Google. Publish App Store from Xcode. Code signing, blah, 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 blah. Product and archive. I think that's maybe what we're looking for. Product, archive. Okay, all right. Oh, here it is. So you go to product and then archive and then distribute app. Now I haven't gone in and set who the development team is and all of that, but we'll see here. Let's just roll the dice and hope that all that stuff is set. App Store Connect. Send app. Sign and export. Alright, we'll hope that this handles the signing and everything for us. Upload your app's symbols to receive symbolic aided reports. Alright. Alright, we're going to go with automatically manage signing. MulaBeast needs to be re-signed for App Store Connect, blah, blah, blah. Because Apple knows that this is a pain in the butt. So that's why they have that automatic. No Apple distribution certificate found. A certificate is required. Alright, generate me one. Xcode has created a new Apple distribution signing certificate for Christopher Peterson. The private key for this certificate is stored locally in your keychain. That's down here. And cannot be recovered if lost. Apple recommends exporting the certificate and private key and storing them in a safe place. Alright. See, is this going to show you guys my... Okay, cool. So it's not showing you guys what letters I'm typing in here. So let's do desktop, new folder, App Store, signing, certs, keys, etc. I don't really have the terminology all worked out there. Boom. Password. Alright. So I guess that's called a certificate, what it says there. Alright, cool. So we did that. Next. So the password I'm typing in right now is just the password for my MacBook. And then this is something that will kind of throw you off. You'll enter the password in, and it wants your password multiple times, and it'll appear as if you typed in the wrong password. Hit always allow, and then it will stop popping up that pop-up over and over again. Alright, so we've got my icon, my name. We've got my identifier for my app. That's my website. I forget what they call that. Reverse domain or something. Blah, 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 blah. Looks good. Upload. Alright, here's the IPA that I was talking about. So that's what ultimately gets sent to Apple. But what you're going to be opening up is that .xcode proj file. Alright, App Moolabee successfully uploaded. Monitor the status of your app in App Store Connect. Done. Okay, I think it's good. I don't know if if I push that again, if it's going to do the same thing. So I think now the App Store has this version 9 of my app, and now we've got version 10.0.1 of Moolabeast because I changed the name of the app. And I left the identifier and everything the same. And I was thinking about putting in the title of this this video how to change the name of your iPhone app in the App Store. So this is what I personally did to make my life easier. I left the unique identifier the same. So the identifier is the same as the old app. That will make your life easier because the end user isn't going to see that anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the name of the app in the latest release on App Store Connect. And then obviously I had to change the name of the app in my Cordova project, which I believe you just go in and edit your config.xml file There's the name of the app is there. So that's where you go for that. All right, let's do this. So we're going to go to App Store connect.apple.com. Oh, and this is a little bit annoying. So Apple wants to do this two-factor authentication or whatever. Let's see if I've got it right here. Oh no, I cleaned up. Where's my prop? Oh. Okay, I am back. So, App Store, they're really big on security. I don't really like security. I think a lot of times it just kind of keeps the people that need to get in from getting in. But Apple is going to send this two-factor authentication request to my Mac Mini. I had this $500 Mac Mini that I bought to get into iPhone development. And it's slowed down to the point where it's unusable now. So you can't really see it here. But I bought this fancy schmancy MacBook Pro. Beast. The thing is smoking. I gotta do a little plug here. Men like toys, like things. It's got what's this thing got? It's got like 32 gigs of RAM, 8 cores. It's just blazing fast. The woman that sold it to me at the App Store, she was like, "Whoa, you don't want that much, power packed in one of these things. It's gonna like overheat and it's not gonna have a good lifespan." And she's trying to tell me, you don't need that much power, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, anyway, got this smoking fast laptop. But, anyway, pain in the butt. They're going to try and set... So, I'm going to send this to my Gmail. Let's see if this works. A message with the verification code has been sent to your devices. See, they never send it to my actual... They send it to that stupid Mac Mini. And that's why you don't have to worry about the AI taking over. Everybody talks about AI is going to take over, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. The AI, well, I mean, in general, like, look at Apple. Like, they're one of the biggest tech companies in the world. And they can't figure out that, hey, I'm using this new laptop now. I'm not using the old one. Oh. Okay. So we're going to use phone number. We're going to text my iPhone. Okay. All right, we're in. We're going to go to My Apps, Money Phone. And then there should be an option to do, here we go. So you go to version or platform. So if you happen to be watching this because you want to rename an existing app, all you have to do is just publish a new version and you can change the name. Store version number. Now the version number has to be different than the old version, or it won't let you do any updates. But we're doing 10.0.1. And here's where I'm going to change the listing and the name and everything. Oh no, is it not going to let me change the... Oh, is it under app information? Okay, we're going to do save. Okay, so we're going to go to app information and try to change the name here. The name of your app as it'll appear on the App Store. This can't be longer than, okay. Subtitle. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll leave the subtitle off. Okay, and you see here, you must release a new app version before your updates can be made available on the App Store. So we'll see if this shows up with the new submission here. Alright, so I put rebranded app, so it's asked what's new in this version. And I put rebranded app MoolaBeast and added skip sign up feature so users can preview the app without having to create an account. Alright, and I also have all these new screenshots. And like I said before, I made the screenshots through the App Institute. So you want to see that again, it was appinstitute.com/app-screenshot-maker. I think it's free for your first app, and it's $9.99 per set of screenshots that you do after that. Desktop. I'm gonna delete all. Alright, so we've got the 6.5. Okay, and here's another little hack. So I'm gonna do screenshots for the 5.5-inch display, but for the iPad and the iPad Pro, it's a real pain in the butt making your app look good on a freaking iPad. Like, you design the whole app to look good on a phone, and then you got this big old iPad thing, and it's just, for me, it's not worth the effort to make it like responsive so it looks good on both. So I think when I published this app originally, I just said it's not available for the iPad or the iPad Pro, and then you don't have to make screenshots for it. If you don't do that and you say, hey, it is available for that, they make you upload screenshots for those devices. So that's my recommendation to, I mean, now if you really want your thing to be available for the iPad, I guess, make it look good on there, but for me, I didn't really care about that. So that was my little hack there for getting around that. Do the 5.5 now. Hopefully it doesn't show all of these. Like if you're on a 6.5-inch iPhone, I hope it doesn't show all of these different. They're really picky. If you're off by like a pixel on these dimensions, they will not accept your app or whatever. Like your screenshots. If you're off by a... That's the cool thing about that generator, is that it makes them... for the Play Store, I literally, for the Google Play Store, I literally take my Android phone and I just snap screenshots of the app and I upload that. And they don't care. They're like, close enough, whatever. Because they know if you publish an app, you're going to go to the Play Store and look to see what your listing looks like. And if it looks bad, you're going to, like, with the App Store, they make everything more difficult. But, whatever. Okay, so that looks good. I've got the version information. I'm going to change my description here to I can't decide if I should put Moolah Beast is an automated expense tracking app that helps users avoid overspending, or if I should put helps you avoid overspending. I don't know if that really matters. I'm going to put you, because I want you to download my app. Yes, you. Alright. You don't have to download my app. Okay. And for my support URL, I just put on here, I got like some boilerplate from someone else, and I published it on my my blog. And the Play Store seems to allow that, and so does the App Store. So you don't have to have like a fancy website or whatever. You just put it on your blog. Get the test credentials here, because when they go to review your app, they're going to log in with these test credentials. So I probably should not put this in the video, but I am. So if you want to log in as steve@apple.com, password jobs, go for it. And down here we've got automatically release, so as soon as they review this, it takes several days. I usually end up getting the most work done on the weekends for some reason, so I always end up publishing this on like a Saturday or Sunday. And I think my prediction is the update will be live by Tuesday. It might be up Monday, but that's my prediction. If you're like a big company and whatnot, and you want to coordinate stuff, you can schedule a release. So they'll do the app review, and then you can say, so we could set it like a week from now, because we assume they'll have it done within a week or 2 weeks. We could schedule one. I don't know what I guess manually release is. You could wait until after they review it, but I go with automatically release. Release update to all users immediately. Keep existing rating. We got everything on here. Let's make sure the test credentials work. If they go to log in and the thing doesn't work, that is no good. Now, one thing I noticed is there's like a little janky little bug in my login on iOS where you tap to do your email or whatnot, and the form kind of disappears under the. It had never done that before. Hopefully, they don't reject me for that. All right, the test credentials work. Alright, I think it's good enough. The App Store can be kind of picky, so with Google Play, when you can publish an update and I think they have like a computer review it or something to make sure you don't have anything sketchy in your app, and they'll publish your update in a few hours, something like that. But with this, it's kind of a big ordeal. You send it out and you don't hear back for like several days. Here's my phone number if you want to call me. Email. Alright, so I'm going to hit save. And then submit for review. And then it's always going to ask you these two questions before. It's going to ask about export compliance. Have you added or made changes to encryption features since your last submission of this app? No. Advertising identifier. Does this app use the advertising identifier IDFA? No. And then submit. Boom, waiting for review. You can still edit your information, blah, blah, blah. App information. We've got the new name on here. All right, that's it. I think mission accomplished. I probably won't add on the next. I'm assuming that it get reviewed and approved and it'll be published just fine. So that's it. That's how you take your PhoneGap / Cordova / Ionic app and publish it on the App Store. I hope this was helpful to somebody. I don't imagine anybody watched this all the way through unless they're really, really struggling. But I don't know. I hope this helped. See you guys again next time on Misadventures in Startups.